We'll bring out the Undead Avengers first. Puns, take it away.
All right. Coming out of the grave, number 122, Square Knot. All right, Square Knot, 122. Number 15, Hazard in Training. Number 18, Rotten Candy. 23, Bob. 252, Pack Animal. Your captain, number 27, Northern Fright. You may have fun on the track, but nobody has more fun than Glitter Bomb, number 4. 43, Metal Vice. Number 44, put your hands together for Tyranny. 47, Ella. Number 8, LCU Litter. Burning down 828, Strawberry Short Fuse. And finally, number 88, Amalthea. Put your hands together for the Undead Avengers. Hamtrak, bring it out.
All right, now we have in red the Little Red Riveters. Number 023, Sharpshooter. Number 12, Mercury. Number 13, Fulagora. Number 17, Trickster. Number 203, Demon Jockey. Tonight's captain, number 26, Mace of Spades. Number 29, Rubinator. Number 42, Sloth Mode. Number 444, Wheel Savage. Number 718, Dark Matter. Number 814, Little Red Riding Blood. And number 853, Misdemeanor. Number 50, Showtime. Coached tonight by Andy Oakley and Spocker. That's your Little Red Riveters. All right, let's get it together and do it again. Who's rooting for Undead tonight? Who's rooting for the Riveters? Oh, they're louder. What about Undead? Riveters. Oh, man, I don't know. That's pretty close. I think the Riveters fans are a little bit louder. You all better fix that. I heard that.
Taking the track in the opening jam. In red, number 26, Mace of Spades. In green, 44, Tyranny. And Tyranny is out, blowing a hole through that Riveter defense.
So Undead first to draw blood out here as lead jammer. Shows Tyranny is the jammer for both teams. That's amazing.
That's really impressive.
That takes a lot of talent to jam for both teams.
Mace of Spades almost out, but just cannot stay upright and is drawn back into the pack.
Rubinator with some defense right there, and that is enough to spring Mace of Spades free out on the initial pass. And a quick call off for Tyranny, and that's a quick 14-0 jam for the Undead Avengers. All right, looks like we have the favor of a pivot line start.
Pivot line start, what is this, 2007?
Hey, they do that still. That has nothing to do with the time. A lot of teams still like to do that.
I'll see you later taking off in green versus Trickster, number 17 in the red.
Quick run back there for Bob, taking the jammer back all the way around, but now getting 3 is Trickster. And a quick call off for LCU later. And 4 more points make it 18-0, and we have our first taco timeout. It's an official timeout. Porque no.
Porque, oh yeah.
Porque absolutely. I'm not sure what the discussion is, but our head referee, doesn't matter, talking with a couple of other officials and making sure everyone is on the same page. It takes an awful lot of officials to make this happen. 7 skating officials and about 13 non-skating officials, so to get everyone on the same page can sometimes be a challenge. But they do an amazing job for us, and we couldn't do it without all of our officials. We're very grateful for them.
Tonkin.com, the largest selection of new and used autos in the Pacific Northwest, is only a click away at Tonkin.com.
All right, they get the thumbs up from Doesn't Matter, so now we're going to get things back underway.
All right, Sharpshooter in red, Hazard and Training in green, both preparing. Sharpshooter in that stance, ready to blast off.
Absolutely, and right on that inside line does it. Hazard in training.
Demon Jockey and Rubinator opening a hole there.
Hazard in training with the quick call off. So quick, no points on either side.
Bridgeport Brewing, check your Bridgeport Beer Cup. 3 lucky winners will drink Bridgeport on RCR tonight. See the bar for details.
All right. We have Ella jamming for Undead. And it is Mesa Spades jamming for the Riveters. Ella out of the gate first, trying to push on that front wall, but that looks like some solid defense despite the offense of Elsie right now.
Rotten Candy doing a great job to hold back Mace's Spades, but Mace finally finds a line and is out.
Mace lead jammers is a good opportunity for the Riveters to get some much needed points. And Mace getting their first points. As you'll remember, if the jammers' hips pass the hips of an opposing blocker once they've made that first lap, they are collecting points. Now Ella is still trying to get through on that first pass.
Misdemeanor recycling Ella.
Ella is not having a good time on this jam, but there's still a lot of time left, and things change in roller derby very quickly. And just as I say that, Ella gets through on the initial. And Mesa Spades says, I've had enough. I'm going to take the points that I have and call it off. First 3 points for the Riveters.
8:08. Food so good, it straight broke them out. 2 locations, Burnside and Woodstock.
Straight broke the mouth. All right, it looks like there is only 1 blocker on the track for the Riveters right now. That is an awfully full penalty box.
That's a tough.
Yeah, there's Demon Jockey had a whole lot to deal with there and couldn't make it happen. Trying to play the best offense possible right now, and is going to try and take the jammer, but got nothing. And now it's a power jam to make things even worse. So Undead has a huge pack advantage and a power jam. Big hit in turn 2. And Tyranny is coming around for more points.
Bulagora takes a swing, but just is not able to connect there.
Undead Avengers really showing some muscle in this first period, early going.
Both teams now at full strength. Trickster looking for a line. Fulagora blows a hole in that defense, springing the jammer.
Tyranny just continues to bust through that wall and decides to call it off before anything can happen. Trickster tried to get that apex jump in, but
just a second too late.
It was a very good call off for Tyranny. So, all right, up next we have Mercury jamming for the Riveters up against Hazard in Training. We're all hazards in training when you think about it.
That is very true, Hamtrak.
All right, here we go. Hazard in Training looking for something on that outside and not finding it.
Mercury, fleet of foot, but unfortunately used a little bit too much forearm there.
Yep, so it's a power jam for Undead.
Misdemeanor, great job. Just dumping Hazard in Training outside and recycling.
Oh, Rubinator doing all she could, but lead jammer going to Hazard in Training.
Misdemeanor wanted a track cut, but just wasn't getting it.
Oh, big hit from Rubinator.
That was excellent work to force the jammer outside.
Absolutely. As a blocker, you have to be smart. The jammers have their advantage, and if you can use their momentum against them, it's all going to work better in your favor. 43-3 is the score coming into jam number 8. Jammers this time around is Elsie and the captain, Mace of Spades.
Echo Construction, the friendly people at Echo Construction love custom home building, remodels, and roller derby.
Oh, and Elsie later says exactly that. And she is lead jammer. Oh, trying to play a little solo defense was Little Red Riding Blood, and it didn't work out so well. She recycles around to the front and can't catch. And Elsie's coming around for 5 big points.
Mace of Spades breaks through. Took a late hit from Edelweiss, but was able to get out.
Yep, and Elsie calls it off before Mace can get anything. And the Riveters looking for time. This is our first team timeout of the game, called by the Little Red Riveters.
It's a good time to take a timeout. See if you can get control of the momentum back.
Absolutely. Some of these timeouts, when they're called properly, they can really affect the game. Let's bring out Two Town Cider. Damn fine cider made here in the Pacific Northwest. Go get yourself a Two Town Cider at the concession stand.
And while you're waiting during this timeout, now's a great time to think about raffle tickets.
I'm not sure what happened, but the Undead Avengers jammer has just gone to the penalty box. So something must have happened at the tail end of that jam that landed the jammer in the penalty box. So this will be a power start for the Riveters, and it couldn't come at a better time.
Absolutely, Hamtrak, absolutely. They definitely need this.
And it looks like Sharpshooter is the choice. Another pivot line start for both teams. It's an immediate chaos-causing offense there. But Undead is reforming beautifully around them, and they're just holding the pack.
It is a full-on scrum down there.
We're almost a full lap in with the entire pack, and now they've decided to stop smartly. So now they're going to rely on Sharpshooter. He gets some fancy footwork, And it was a cut. She just drug a toe stop out on turn 4 there. And all of that great defensive work pays off for Undead. Oh, and Undead gets lead right before going out of bounds, but the person that knocked them out went out of bounds also, so. Big defensive hit there by Rubinator, trying to keep Undead from doing too much damage here. Look at Rubinator. Wow, look at the defense from Rubinator. No surprise she made the travel team.
Will Savage and Misdemeanor also taking some shots on Elsie in there.
Elsie's trying to push through that wall again. She's got only a couple more to beat, but the reforming is very good. Wheel Savage is up in there with Rubinator, and they're doing rather well.
Sloth mode also pushing, trying to get Elsie out.
Rubinator with the multiplayer block. And that's all Elsie coming around for 5 more points. Both jammers now back on the track. Sharpshooter trying to get through, dancing on that inside line, and gets through.
And Misdemeanor recycles. And Elsie says, I'm done.
Was an awful lot of skating there. It's a 12-point jam in favor of Undead Avengers. And Trickster back up on that jam line for the Riveters.
Blaze Streaming Media, the live broadcast of tonight's bout, is brought to you by Blaze Streaming Media.
And up against Trickster is going to be Ella. Oh, a Trickster with some jammer on jammer crime right off the jam line. That surprised everybody but Trickster.
That was a great shoulder hit.
It really was. But Ella gets through for lead jammer.
Speaking of great shoulder hits, Ella just plowed over Demon Jockey.
Trickster broke through that pack and was going to pass Ella, so Ella said, not on my watch.
Red Bull now served at the bar at RCR Bouts.
Yep, Red Bull sponsoring some roller derby skaters from Wheels of Justice. It's good to see these big-time sponsors taking notice in the great sport that is roller derby.
Absolutely.
Mace of Spades jamming for the Riveters, and it's Hazard in training, jamming for Undead, but getting recycled all the way back. That was Misdemeanor that recycled all the way back, but Mace of Spades still lead jammer, collecting all the points and calling it off. Four points now in that jam. 7 total for the Riveters. Undead Avengers firmly in control right now. Tyranny up next to jam.
Laurelhurst Theater and Pub, the best of modern cinema, independent art, and classic film for Portland's movie lovers.
And it looks like Sharpshooters jamming for the Riveters. Look for some room, but runs in square. Runs into Pack Animal. Pack Animal says not on my watch, but now gets some offense played on her. And Sharpshooter gets free. Tyranny trying to get through that wall, but the defense is good and can't. Well, she does get all 4 points.
Good call off to keep the Riveters from scoring any. Oaks Amusement Park, home of the Rose City Rollers, and the place to purchase your derby gear.
Up next we have Trickster for the Riveters and Bob jamming for Undead Avengers. Bob trying to push the way through, but Trickster gets through on the outside. Almost untouched for lead jammer. Trickster is a heck of a good skater, so cuts through that pack like a knife. Quick points for Trickster. Is she gonna go for more? Nope. Showtime on third base says, nope, call it off, and Trickster obliges. 4-0 jam for the Riveters as they're starting to get some steam under them.
Momentum can be a big thing in the game of roller derby.
Absolutely, and it seems like the Riveters are getting some of the momentum to go their way. PDX Pipeline, your online source for Portland's music, arts, and events happenings.
Mace of Spades takes off from the jammer line.
Pack Animal lateral motion, so good. Side bracing even. Rubinator playing offense against Pack Animal, but Pack Animal is a force to be reckoned with and puts Mace of Spades down on the track. But now Mace gets through. Oh, and it's a track cut called on Hazard in Training. This one's gonna go a full 2 minutes. Mace of Spades now looking to collect some points on this power jam and gets hit in the head on the way down. Incidental contact.
Misdemeanor just blasting through that green defense, trying to open a hole.
Yeah, Misdemeanor with the offense there to spring the jammer free too. Misdemeanor on all sides of this one. Wow. Mace of Spades meets the business end of Pack Animal. And Hazard in Training back on the track and collecting points again for Undead Avengers.
Mace of Spades tried to call that off, but the refs smartly realized that Mace of Spades is not lead jammer.
Yep, before going to the penalty box, Hazard in Training did have lead momentarily. Oh my, and more defense from Misdemeanor. Quickly reforming with the wall.
Square not bridging, then moving to defense and back to bridging. Making sure that the pack stays together and her blockers stay legal.
Some excellent pack awareness on the part of the Riveters that time. This jam is on still. Some excellent pack awareness and recycling Undead a lot this time. And this jam comes to its natural conclusion in favor of the Little Red Riveters, 10-8.
Deb counts Tabor. Let Deb guide you home. Proud realtor sponsor of the Rose City Rollers. Welcome to PDX.com.
All right, up next, jamming for the Undead Avengers is Ella. And for the Little Red Riveters, it's Mercury. Mercury looking for some room on that inside line. Is not going to have much luck trying to get through Strawberry Short Fuse. Strawberry Short Fuse getting low and wide there, taking up all that space for Mercury. Now Ella gets knocked to the inside and good enough for lead jammer.
That was great awareness by the Undead Avengers to get their jammer through. Meanwhile, Mercury says, "Mamma mia, let me go."
Beelzebub. And a call off by Ella. 3 more points for Undead, making it 77-21. I did see what you did there, Puns. You have your name for a reason, and I dig it. Totally dig it. The Magic is in the hole, proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice. That's Voodoo Donut. And Jam Timer starts us off. And we have Little Trickster going up and not having any luck with Pack Animal. Woo! And lead jammer going to LCU later. Pack Animal getting called off the track on a penalty. And that's the only thing that gets Trickster through, but it looks like Trickster might have a penalty also. Oh no, it's a toe stop problem. So the cap is off. And we have a successful star pass for the Riveters. And Trickster comes off to try and fix that toe stop problem. And the jam comes to an end in favor of Undead. Looks like 14-0.
Bike Punk, locally printed, eco-friendly stickers, signs, and design. Visit bikepunk.com.
All right, coming into Jam 16 here, 11 minutes to go in the first half. And it looks like we have an official timeout. That's a taco timeout.
Porque no.
Porque yes. All right.
Just a fast timeout.
Jam ref and the head ref get their communication together, and now we're about ready to go. It is Sharpshooter for the Riveters. Jamming against, it looks like, yep, it is Tyranny. And Tyranny's around for lead jammer right off the bat.
Demon Jockey pushing on Strawberry short fuse to create a hole.
Yep, and Tyranny gets called on a penalty, so this is going to be a 2-minute jam, and Sharpshooter's got the track to herself as far as jammers go. Let's see what the Riveters can do with it.
I believe they called Tyranny for an iron fist.
That's coming out of the Iron Curtain. All right, Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter coming around trying to collect some more points, but Pack Animal's in the way.
Glitter Bomb quickly reacts to bridge, make sure that the pack stays legal.
Yep, Bob can't quite get to that outside line in time, and Sharpshooter gets more points, but Tyranny sneaks through undetected for 5.
You always got to watch out for sneaky Tyranny.
Well, that's the thing about Tyranny. It sneaks up on you. Currently, even.
And we have a star pass to Misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor is going to try and collect some more points for the Riveters as this jam still has some time left to go. Oh, but Misdemeanor gets called on a cut call. There was a very quick recycle from the Undead Avengers, and Misdemeanor did not see it, and now we'll have to sit in the box. Glitter Bomb was the one that ran Misdemeanor back. And now the Riveters are going to have to try and kill off this powerless jam, but time runs out. 18 to 11, jam in favor of the Avengers. And it's going to be a power start. OHSU Sports Medicine is proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers. It's Hazard in training, the only jammer on right now, but the defense of the Riveters is working well.
Sloth mode, Fulagora taking shots.
Yep, Rubinator and Sloth mode doing a great job back there, getting some help from Wheel Savage as well, and really taking a good chunk of time off of the clock before Hazard could get through. And Misdemeanor gets through almost undetected, coming off of that penalty. Oh, and Misdemeanor did get any points? Misdemeanor gets 3 points before it was called off.
That's
only
a
2 for
great
Undead.
win for Misdemeanor there.
Misdemeanor with so much speed coming into that pack.
WSL Leadership Coaching, helping you be more awesome in your work, sport, and life.
Only 3 blockers on track for Undead right now. It's Glitter Bomb, Amalthea, and Bob. And they do the job well enough, and Elsie comes through for lead jammer despite having a disadvantaged pack. Trickster gets out on the initial. And the jam is called off before Trickster can get any points. We want to thank Tonkin.com, the sponsor of our jammer line. It's the largest selection of new and used autos in the Pacific Northwest. And it's only a click away at Tonkin.com. Oh, and just at the last second, there was an official timeout. That's always hard as a jammer when you hear the 5 seconds called, and so the next whistle you hear, you're programmed to just go.
Yeah.
And then when it's an official timeout like that, a taco timeout, you just go, and so you have to deprogram from that.
Maybe they wanted to go and get tacos.
Hey, it's not a bad idea. Oh, and it turns out that bodies are hitting the floor right now. And Ella is going to try and push through on the inside line and does.
Meanwhile, Misdemeanor has given up the pivot duties and is now into the jammer rotation.
I guess they like what they saw on that last jam. So we'll see if they're, oh, but Ella calls it off just in time. No points for the Riveters that time.
With under 6 minutes left in the half, it's a great time to remind you that raffle tickets are still for sale. $1 gets you 1 ticket, $5 gets you 10, $20 gets you your height or the height of your tall friend.
Yeah, find a really tall friend for that. We're going to give away that gift basket during halftime, so make sure you get your tickets. Trickster and Tyranny. Tyranny coming through for lead jammer. And Trickster's only got 1 to beat, and a quick juke to the outside. And Trickster is free also. Tyranny's going to look to get all those points. Oh, and does with a beautiful move on the outside. Jam is called off.
And Strawberry Short Fuse just denied that apex jump.
All right, it looks like there was a penalty called there, and that was a
I think Strawberry Short Fuse might have gotten
visual cue I'm not familiar with here.
They weren't set up when they made contact.
It was illegal contact is what it was. Yep, exactly right. All right, and it is Hazard in Training coming through for lead jammer for Undead. And Pack Animal holding back Sharpshooter. Cutting penalty now for Dark Matter, and the jam is called off.
Dark Matter made a good play to break their jammer out, but unfortunately got a penalty for it.
That Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box is awfully full right now. It's 2 of them for Undead and 1 for the Riveters. Ella's been doing a real good job of getting lead jammer, but now they have less blockers on the track, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what Ella can do. Sharpshooter looking to get through, and it looks like it's going to happen. No, that's
Misdemeanor.
That's Misdemeanor getting through on that side. Ella gets through fairly quickly despite being short on blockers. Rubinator looking to play a little bit of offense there, and Misdemeanor's going to call it off.
That was good work there by the short-handed Undead Avengers defense to limit the number of points scored.
.123.38 score in favor of Undead. 3:07 left in this first half. It is Tyranny back on that jam line up against Little Trickster.
Tyranny just found a gap there.
Demon Jockey looking for something on that front side and can't get out of the way. And so Tyranny gets lead jammer. Trickster is out on the initial pass, but Tyranny's looking for points. And just doing a little quick shuck and jive on both sides. Gets the points and calls it off.
Yeah, we've got a couple late penalties in there, sending a couple skaters to the box. Each team will start the next jam down one of their blockers.
Hey, have y'all got your 2018 season pass yet? Don't miss a single game and don't worry about sellouts. When you get your 2018 season pass. So it looks like we're going to have our first official review of the night called by the Little Red Riveters. So what this means is they saw something on the track that they didn't think was a happen. They didn't think it was a good call, and they're going to question it now.
Actually, I think they're using it as a timeout. You are allowed to use your official review as a timeout rather than take one of your standard timeouts because your official review is lost at the end of the half.
Well, so had this been an official review, if they saw something that they thought should have been called or something that was called that they want to overturn, they can use that official review. But as you said, they're going to lose it at the end of this half anyway. Might as well use it as a timeout because you don't get timeouts back for the second half.
And you can't donate your timeouts to charity at the end of the bout, so you might as well get use out of them.
All right, we're back to action. I can't follow that up with anything. All right, it's going to be Mercury jamming for the Riveters.
Against Bob.
Just Bob.
Just Bob.
Bob trying to push on Rubinator and on Wheel Savage and not getting a whole bunch of real estate there. Rubinator, oh, big hit. Multiplayer block called on Glitter Bomb.
And Mercury says the show must go on.
Yep, Mercury is not wasting any time getting points and calling it off.
Wow, that is a full box. 5 blockers in the box. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, this is going to be a skeleton crew on the next jam start here. Jammers live for this.
Absolutely. Any chance that you can get to have that few blockers out there to get in your way?
So Pack Animal out there by yourself. It's a very isolated feeling. Gonna try and hold Trickster on her own. Oh, and gets through on that outside, taking the jammer down with her.
I'll see you later. Follows up though.
Trickster's gonna go through and and a quick little apex jump on that inside line and calls it off right away. 2-4 in favor of the Riveters on that one.
Good hustle by I'll see you later to pick up those last 2 points. Ella engaging the back of the pack and is just pushing them like a sled. Meanwhile, Sharpshooter finds the gap on the outside, in is out. Tyranny going to the box, leaving the Undead Avengers once again short on defense. Sharpshooter using Ella as a blocker. Picks up 5 points on a grand slam. Rubinator with a nice hit to take Ella out of bounds. Sharpshooter with a little pirouette on the outside. Glitter Bomb engages, but is outside of the pack. Ella winds up for another run. Little Red Riding Blood and crew are doing a great job of keeping Ella just stonewalled in the pack. Little Red Riding Blood, noticing Ella's positioning, gets ahead, reforms the wall. Glitter Bomb out again.
Sharpshooter having one of the best jams for the Riveters all game.
Riveters coaches are looking to keep it going. And Sharpshooter calls it off, and that is halftime.
And that's the first half. A big jam for the Riveters, and they needed it right there. So the score at the half is 129 to 64.
Looking forward to the back half of this one. Misdemeanor taking the line, calling for blockers.
More friends, more friends.
Please send me more friends.
3-on-3 is the jam start here, so both teams down a blocker. Oh, Elsie finds room on the outside and gets through.
Madelweiss getting trapped in the back.
Who was it?
Madelweiss.
Madelweiss, Madelweiss. They said they wanted to hear that, so.
I think everyone wanted to hear that. I think everyone wanted to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. It might happen again. All right, looks like Tyranny.
You have the voice of an angel, Hamtramck. Voice of an angel.
A lot of people don't know what Tyranny looks like, but that's what Tyranny looks like. Tyranny pushing that front wall. That four wall looks to be pretty effective right now. Tyranny has had pretty darn good luck and does it again. Gets lead jammer. Trickster's not far behind.
Sadly, the red curtain was not enough to hold back Tyranny.
Wah, wah. Tyranny coming through, calling it off, but Trickster, I believe, may have gotten two. She did. Trickster wins that jam 2-0.
Nice work by Trickster to play all the way to the last whistle.
All right, up next on that Tonkin.com jam line is Misdemeanor for the Riveters against Hazard in Training. Oh, Hazard in Training with quick feet on the inside line. Gonna steal away lead jammer. Misdemeanor looking for something.
Demon Jockey doing a great job of switching to offense, trying to push through that triangle and just open the hole.
Pack Animal and Madelweiss doing some great work in that wall. But Misdemeanor finally breaks through, but it gets called off. No points for the Riveters, a full 4 for Undead. And it's Ella up next jamming for Undead. Ella having some pretty good luck tonight jamming.
Absolutely. Sharpshooter's been doing pretty well too. I think Sharpshooter may have the largest jam for the Riveters.
It seems like every time Ella's on the jam line, they call an official timeout after 5 seconds has been called. So that would be a taco timeout.
Porque no?
Porque siempre. Uh-oh, it's a dance jam.
I'll see you later. Starting the dance party. Will anybody else follow? Will anybody else follow? Nope.
Strawberry Short Fuse is like,
Not dancing. Strawberry Short Fuse says, I'm going to hold you and keep you from dancing. No more.
All right. Doing some conferencing here in the center. Doesn't matter, has decided to get the game restarted. So here we go. It looks like Sharpshooter going against Ella. Sharpshooter pushing that front wall. That is a very tough looking front wall though, as they move laterally very well. Sharpshooter not finding anything there. And Ella just doing my favorite kind of tactic, which is just the bulldozer jamming tactic.
Yeah, that can often be very effective, although very wearing.
And that's the great thing about roller derby is that no matter what your body type is, there's an advantage for you. And jammers can just push, or they can get super finessey. And I just love it when they bulldoze through.
All right, Sharpshooter takes advantage of a lapse in concentration and is out as lead jammer.
And I love the awareness from Ella that as soon as that double whistle blew lead jammer for the Riveters, that cap was off and passed to Elsie.
Definitely very good awareness there.
So coming up on January 13th, the season opener of the home teams. Starting out the 2018 season, the Heartless Heathers, the defending champions. That will happen on January 13th. Get your tickets now before they sell out. Tyranny and Trickster. Tyranny's pushing that back wall of the Riveters and getting through and get lead jammer. Tyranny having some darn good, having a darn good game.
Mercury moved up to help Trickster, now is forced back into defense.
Trickster getting a cut call, coming in front of the recycling blocker. So Tyranny gets 5 points and a power jam. Pack Animal looking to break up this wall before Tyranny gets there, and it does. Makes an easy pass through for Tyranny.
Mercury tried to slow Tyranny down, but just wasn't able to.
Oh, Pack Animal got low and put a shoulder in, and Tyranny just basically skates through untouched. Oh, big jump for Trickster, and he's able to stay in bounds. So Trickster is going to pass Tyranny, who is just going to quickly call off. Score of the game now 158-70 on the heels of that 20-point jam for Tyranny. 24 and change left in the game.
Misdemeanor taking the line against Hazard in training.
Little hip whip there for Misdemeanor. That is going to be a cut call on Misdemeanor.
And Misdemeanor is out.
One of the skaters that hit Misdemeanor out went down, but one of the other blockers was still in front of him and could not be come in front of, and Misdemeanor did. So it is Hazard in training, lead jammer.
All alone.
Lonely, oh so lonely.
Not lonely anymore. Fulagora and company doing their best to keep Hazard in training.
Hazard in training getting run all the way back by Fulagora. Hazard in training back on the track. Wait a minute, wasn't... No. Misdemeanor back on the track. I thought the Avengers game was out of... All right, coming into Jam 7 here. In the second period, we have LCU later coming up.
Gets Sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter for the Riveters. LC pushing through. And LC's got one to beat and does. Lead jammer for LCU later. Sharpshooter still dealing with this three wall.
And Sharpshooter gets one of the Undead Avenger blockers out of position and is able to use that to get out. And is now the only jammer on the track.
Yep. LCU later getting a penalty along with Madelweiss. So now Sharpshooter's going to get a chance to score some much needed points for the Riveters. Oh, and a beautiful apex jump. Landed beautifully for Sharpshooter.
Didn't stick that by much, but all you got to do is stick it.
It's all she needed was to have that wheel come down on the tape, and that's exactly what happened. Oh, pushing through again. All she has to do is get through Bob. Can't quite do it. And we'll get another chance. Sharpshooter getting through on another scoring pass. as Elsie is continuing to rack up points.
Great work by Madelweiss to plow open a hole there in that Riveter defense.
And Elsie comes through for 4 more points. Oh my, big hit by Bob.
Oh, that looked painful.
And a cutting call on Demon Jockey, who now will sit.
And Demon Jockey took the star pass, so that's the red jammer that is now out.
All right. That was a high-scoring jam there, 13-15 in favor of the Little Red Riveters.
And it looks like Trickster will be serving the remainder of that penalty as Demon Jockey heads to the medic bench.
Yeah, they must have seen something we didn't, because it looked pretty benign to me, but there is an official timeout now, I think, to note that. That was a Porque No official timeout. Taco timeout. All right, it is a power jam start for the Undead Avengers, and Ella is going to do honors. Ella's ready to go, getting the full help of all 4 blockers acting as offense.
Amalthea, Hazard in training, Rotten Candy all trying to open holes there.
Yep,
Now they have to.
Defensive wall is working very well right now against Ella. Now they've got Trickster to deal with. And Ella does get lead jammer.
Rotten Candy gets one last hit, but it's definitely not enough to slow down Trickster.
And Ella getting points before calling off. Make that a singular point.
One's better than none.
Absolutely. .1932 left in this game. And the differential is about 95 right now, but there's still tons of time left. And now we have another official timeout. And the official is going to go over to the medical side and check things out. Apparently we are good to go. Last minute point changes there. The official's always good about making sure they have everything, all the I's dotted and T's crossed, as it were. Now we're back to action. And it looks like Misdemeanor up against Tyranny. Tyranny pushing through on that inside line. Misdemeanor looking for some help. And, oh, almost just tripped up by his own skater.
Misdemeanor doing a great job just keeping the skates moving, and he's now finally out.
That's the thing for a jammer. If your skates aren't moving, you're in deep trouble. That's why they have so much more endurance than anybody else, so they should.
They have to.
And it's a 3-3 jam there, or I'm sorry, 8-3. There was one other scoring pass in there. And that's going to bring up Trickster and Hazard in training. All right, both teams getting that. Whoa, all kinds of stuff happening here.
Wow, Hazard in training just had a massive lane on the outside.
Well, there was a lot of confusion on the part of the Riveters. They were trying to call one skater off because there was one in the box, and it turns out 2 of them came off.
And
So now they're going to have to skate this whole jam short. So there will be a ghost point every time they go around. Oh, and it would have been best to run that one out, especially with them being short a blocker for the whole jam, but they call it off. 0-0. And the Riveters, or I'm sorry, 4-0. The Riveters do get away with one there.
Yeah. Did you see that effort there by little Trickster at the end to try to snake out a point? She just laid everything out there.
All right, it's going to be Ella. And is that sharpshooter? Sure is. Ella coming into that tripod.
Misdemeanor and company doing a great job of keeping Ella down.
Both defenses doing very well right now. Pack Animal recycles Sharpshooter out, and Sharpshooter, tries to come through on the inside and cannot. And that is going to be Square Knot running Sharpshooter all the way back to turn one. Both defenses are doing an amazing job here. Oh, that was really close.
Square Knot working very hard to try to get that track cut.
Square Knot's having an incredible jam right now. The defenses are just on lockdown mode right now as neither jammer is really having much luck at all.
And finally, Ella is through after nearly a minute.
Absolutely. Leave it to Portland to have that much recycling. All right, Ella looking to try and get through and get some points and calling it off and getting a couple of points. No? Wow, no points there for Ella.
Well, after that demonstration of recycling, we'd like to remind you that RCR has a recycling program as well. Please make sure to put cans, bottles, and garbage in the right container.
Pun's got jokes tonight, y'all. Y'all didn't know you were getting roller derby and a comedy show. All right, we got LCU later jamming for Undead and Trickster jamming for the Little Red Riveters. And LCU later
lives up to her name. Absolutely.
Because that's the side of the jersey that the Riveters are seeing. LC, a really good job of coming into that pack hot, but legally.
Yeah, that can be very tough for a jammer to get in that fast and not get a penalty.
Well, Trickster's got a penalty, so this is power jam all for Undead. And some quick offense from Bob, and LC just skates right through. Bob's going to do it again, taking the brace out. But the forward-facing blockers do a pretty good job there, and it's not going to be as easy of a time for LC this time.
Will Savage made a great effort there. Ooh.
Oh, a big hip right there.
Strawberry Short Fuse has seen that apex jump a couple of times and said, no, not this time.
Strawberry Short Fuse showed Trickster the door on that apex jump, and LC is going to get a penalty. I wasn't quite sure if it was on LC, but it looks like it is.
Yes, it is.
It's an illegal block, is that what it is? Illegal contact.
Illegal contact.
All right, Trickster laying a shoulder down on Short Fuse.
And
Trickster gets her through. Look a little unsure coming through there, but she gets it back under control.
You know, that sort of like last-ditch hit, that's usually the blockers doing that, not the jammer taking that shot.
Boy, I tell you, Trickster doing some fancy tricks backwards through the pack. Woo!
Wow, it's a backward skate.
At the end of a 2-minute jam, too.
I'm impressed.
At the end of a 2-minute jam, more than halfway through this game, you still got the energy for that. Oh, that's youth for you.
Yeah, to be young again. Hey, folks, as of July 2018, the Rose City Rollers need to find a new home. Do you know someone with 20 to 30,000 square foot building? Call us.
Preferably for free.
Free would be awesome.
All right, Tyranny and Misdemeanor. Oh, Tyranny with the big move on that outside. Only has one to beat and does.
Misdemeanor, though, not far behind.
Oh, Tyranny with a quick spin and calling it off before the Riveters can get any points.
Support women and girls this holiday giving season and donate to the Rose City Rollers through the Give Guide. Go to giveguide.org today.
All right, we're gonna hand out pivot stripes. All right, it is Sharpshooter and Hazard in Training. Hazard in Training getting through awfully quick.
Hazard in Training said, Sharpshooter went that way. Let me see if I can try it. And does. Glitter Bomb recycles.
You know, when they recycle back like that and the jammer cuts through the middle, I always get nervous when that jam ref is coming through again. And the big collisions need to happen on the track, not in the middle. Very artistic call off for Hazard in Training. And it looks we have a timeout for the Riveters.
It's a good time to call the timeout. Got less than 12 minutes left. Get your strategy straight for the remainder of the game.
Yeah. Of course, it's nice to have a little break. I mean, I think Trickster's been out there so much.
Yeah, Trickster probably needs a rest, that's for sure.
You're doing great.
Awesome.
But an extra minute is a good thing to have a little bit of a break.
All right, folks, put your hands together if you're enjoying this bout.
Let's try that again. Make some noise for your skaters out there. Good job, y'all. Make some noise for the officials. Way to go, Team No Fun. We appreciate y'all. Oh, Trickster with another jam line hit. Oh, and she takes Elsie out by herself. Almost a second time. And Trickster, lead jammer.
Meanwhile, Misdemeanor and company working hard to keep LCU later contained.
Misdemeanor's had an amazing game, and
Absolutely.
Trickster's smiling as she's going around the track. It's a beautiful sight. The beauty part of being lead jammer and getting knocked out of bounds, you can say, we're not doing any more of this. All right, it looks like an official review now for Undead. So we'll see here in just a second. Our own officiating team has a microphone of their own, and the head ref, doesn't matter, will let us know what Undead is trying to contest here. It's okay to get some dancing in, Maul. It's cool.
Green is requesting a back block on their jammer by the Little Red River Gym.
All right, it looks like Undead is looking for a back block call on the Riveters jammer. So now the officials will gather together and discuss what they saw or didn't see. And then we will figure out what the decision is, and we'll go from there. Hey, did you guys get your merch yet? They have those hanger stickers over there. You should probably get those before we don't have a hanger anymore.
Good point.
I bought 2 myself just because, you know, they might be a collector's item.
I should pick one up myself. Maybe
and the merch people look kind of bored. You should go over there and keep them company. You know, we have to give a shout out to the hardest working person during the official review. That's the jam timer. Those hands, those arms get awfully heavy after a little while.
It's true. Very true.
I know, I've been there. After a while, you're just like, can you make a decision already? All right, head ref doesn't matter, calling in the coaches and captains. They have made their decision. And in just a second, doesn't matter, we'll get back on the microphone and let us know what the decision is.
The request for a back block on the green jammer from the red jammer has been declined. Green will lose their official review.
Okay, we almost heard him. I think that they did not get the jammer penalty that they were looking for, so the official review for Undead Avengers is lost, and we're back to action. It looks like we have Bob jamming for Undead.
And sharpshooter for the Riveters.
Got a pretty good defensive wall right now for Undead. Doing oh, and finally sharpshooter gets through to that brace, but they reform beautifully. Not before penalties. Oh, there are penalties all over the place. Okay, it took short fuse a lot of time to acknowledge that penalty. And Rubinator with a penalty also, but sharpshooter gets through for lead jammer.
And
But
then
Bob is only about a half a lap behind.
Both teams lost a blocker, and both jammers were able to take advantage of that.
That call off by the Riveters is good for a couple of reasons. It didn't allow any points for Undead, and it traps two of their blockers in the box. So pack advantage to the Riveters, and for Trickster coming up with just over 10 minutes left in this game.
But unfortunately, the other blocker is Tyranny, who doesn't need a whole lot of help to find a space.
That's true. Tierney's had an amazing game, has not seemed to have much problem getting through walls, and this is no exception.
Trickster came in a little bit hot and actually sort of gave Tyranny a hand there.
But managed to not do anything illegal in the process, though, so.
Oh, wow. Misdemeanor with a beautiful hit to force Tyranny out and recycle.
Misdemeanor with incredible track awareness. As soon as the jammer was lost, immediately went to playing offense, pushing people out of the way. One of the beautiful things about roller derby is that you are playing offense and defense at the exact same time.
It really is.
And I can't think of too many other sports where you're both collecting points at the same time.
Yeah, I can't either.
I mean, I'm sure they're out there. I just can't think of any. Bless you, Nitty. All right, hazard in training goes off on a cut call. And that's going to leave lead jammer for sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter skidding unopposed. Her team lining up to.
Little Red Riveters finally breaking the century mark and looking for an outside whip, but oh, is not going to get through because of Elsie. And it's a no pass, but she's already got lead.
Yeah. And
So
in case you're wondering, LCU later did force her out, but because she also went out, it does not count as a cut to for sharpshooter to have come in there.
Yep. And even if she didn't go out of bounds, she put a knee down, which means you're out of play, and they don't have to recycle behind you. All right. Trickster again for the Riveters.
Against Ella one more time. Let's see if we have an official timeout after the 5-second.
There's a lot of time left still, really. Over 7 minutes left in this game. Oh, and Trickster going for that initial hit again. But the big assist from Pack Animal, and Madelweiss takes Trickster right out of bounds. Trickster trying to push her way through the pack.
Demon Jockey trying to play the hand grenade in there, just breaking apart the Undead Avengers defense.
Pack Animal's not having anything of it, though.
No. And Misdemeanor, once more recycling. I tell you, there is no person on this track more interested in recycling than Misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor for the Riveters, and Glitter Bomb has done a real good job for Undead also in the recycling department.
Absolutely. Glitter Bomb is often a one-woman force out there.
Oh, Ella's got a head of steam up and goes down hard, but roller derby skaters do not stop, and Ella is back up, and they are pushing hard into that Riveter wall.
And Trickster finally out.
Oh, and they are telling Ella to call it off, and they do.
Neither jammer gets points. That was a brutal jam for 0-0. If you like defensive derby, there you go.
You know, they say defense wins championships, and that's so true in roller derby, too.
Yeah, we just saw that.
The best defense is a good defense.
Pretty much, yeah.
The best offense is a good defense, really.
Also.
Sharpshooter and Tyranny. Tyranny pushing through, only got one to beat in the form of Wheel Savage. And she gets through. Sharpshooter still got some work to do in between turns 1 and 2. Sharpshooter sees a clean line to the back straightaway and takes it to get out on the initial pass. But Tyranny gets all 4 and says, I'm done.
Rotten Candy did a great job there of slowing up Sharpshooter.
You know, as you look at these skaters, you got to remember, these are the future superstars of our sport. These are the skaters that will be on home teams and travel teams when they age out. So be good to support them and cheer for them and keep them interested in this wonderful sport of ours. Yep, Pack Animal with a little bit of a directional penalty there, but LCU later will take the benefit of it and get lead jammer.
And Trickster gets a track cut,
Yep.
wants to talk about it, but wisely decides not to talk too much about it.
The penalty time does not start until you sit in that chair, so debating it on the way in is not a wise option. LCU later finds room on the inside and takes it. Undead Avengers leading this game with just over 4 minutes left.
And Misdemeanor recycling yet again. I'm pretty sure I've said that, 20 or 30 times so far this bout.
In the last 5 minutes. Oh, LCU later just bulldozing through. I've lost count of how many laps LC's made today.
Yeah, me either. And Middle Vice forces a track cut.
And Trickster's gonna get a pair of penalties on that one. And subordination for the back talk. So now Elsie is gonna be out there all alone for pretty much as long as she wants.
Wow, her
Big
team just
sweep.
lined up and said, yeah, we're just gonna plow that inside line for you.
Big sweep from the inside there from Undead Avengers, and they're gonna try and do it again. And it doesn't work as easily this time, and Elsie's gonna have to do a little bit of work to get through.
Yeah. Misdemeanor quarterbacking the defense and saying, all right, we're not gonna let them get us on that one.
Already at 30 points on this jam for Elsie. Oh, finds room on the inside. One last ditch effort for Demon Jockey, and it's not enough. And they call it off. How about that 35-point jam for LCU later?
That's good
Nicely
stuff.
done. All right, Trickster serving 2 penalties there, so still not ready to come out yet. So Hazard in training will be all alone as the jammer. And she pushes through without much offensive help. And Hazard in training is going to come around and try and get points. Undead lining up on the outside this time. Wow, hangs on to that outside line. And Trickster now back out on the track.
Got some offensive help there.
Oh, it didn't work that time. And that's going to be a big run back by Fulagora. And Rubinator's going to go off to the box as Trickster gets recycled back in at the back of that Undead wall. But she finds some way around the outside and gets through on Glitter Bomb. And that is the end of Jam 22 with only a minute and a half left in this game. Stay tuned afterwards for the MVP awards. Don't take off. 273, 110 in favor of Undead. And it's going to be Ella jamming for Undead against Sharpshooter.
Both packs down a skater.
Ella coming into that wall. Pack animal, that's a huge pack right there. Neither jammer having any luck right now. And Ella is going to get a penalty.
Back block.
So they will have to sit down for 30 seconds.
All right. Sharpshooter going inside to outside, finds just a tiny gap, but that's all she needs. And there we go, some offensive help. Sharpshooter able to get through the pack. And that's 5 points. Ella coming back and looking to pass the star.
All right, Sharpshooter calls that one off. And no timeout is called, so that is going to be the unofficial score. 273 for Undead, 120 for the Little Red Riveters. Put your hands together for them, everybody. Cheer them on. And once again, thank you to our officials for skating every single jam. We'll wait for this one to be official. Once it's official, come on out. Come on, everybody, come on out. Grab a spot on that line. And here comes Undead. Ella, are you okay? All right, now it's the Riveters' turn. All right, as soon as you're ready, get your MVPs together. All right, it looks like the Riveters have their selections. Just waiting on Undead. Blocker. All right, come on out. Come on out. Come on. All right, so we'll start with the Riveters. Rubinator, who was the most valuable blocker for Undead?
Madel.
Madelweiss. Madelweiss. And who is the MVP jammer?
Hazard.
Hazard in training. Very nice. Oh, easy there. Easy there. You did a lot of jams. I'd be tired too. All right. Who's got blocker? Who's got jammer? You got blocker? All right. Who is the MVP blocker for the Riveters?
Rubinator.
Rubinator. And jammer.
Sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter. All right, let's get all the MVPs right over here for a picture. MVPs right over here. Yep. Oh, this is not a jam start. You don't have to jockey for position.